Maligne Lake parking area. Kind of looks like it wants to do something with the weather. Let's hope it doesn't. Today the plan is to go hiking along the shoreline of Maligne Lake off trail, bushwhacking to find the perfect spot to catch some fish. And so what I wanted to do is show you what I'm intending to bring with me on my trip. Starting with my backpack, then I'm going to be taking this raincoat. I'm wearing a sweater that I'll be bringing as well. Bringing my kettle, which I intend to boil with my camp stove. And I'm bringing 6 empty water bottles of which I intend to fill up with lake water that I will have boiled for safety, although I don't think I need to, so that I can enjoy mountain water. But one of those is full right now, and I'll be drinking that on the way there. Kettle for boiling it. Here I've got my fishing equipment. It's all lead free and scent free, just rubber and spinners and everything. Here's my salad bowl for my salad that I'll be bringing for lunch, and my radishes and my cucumber. I'm also bringing a couple apples. Toque because it's cold out. Hat because the sun might come out. Fillet knife so that when I catch that giant fish I can clean it and carry back only what I want and not all the heavy guts and everything. Gross. Bear spray. Flashlight because you never know. Keys because I don't want someone to take my truck, and fuel for the stove. Inside the stove I've got a lighter for starting the stove. I was thinking about bringing a tarp just in case I end up spending the night, but let's just not spend the night. So I've just started my hike on Maligne Lake, and I immediately saw a ripple out in the water, which means the fish are hungry. And of course my lust is going off, so I better get to it. The path on the west side of Maligne Lake it's actually paved asphalt, which is, in my opinion, a little bit over-engineered, but I guess they're trying to stop the erosion from probably thousands of people that come here, maybe even every day. Oh, look, there's some animals while I'm making this movie. Just like the ones that I saw when I was hunting, except I'm not allowed to shoot them here. Pretty casual, these deer. Don't mind me. Paved section's over. Now it's pretty substantially worn and flattened trail. I was planning to have to bushwhack it to where I'm going, but to my delight, the water level is quite low. And so we'll be walking on the shoreline, I think, about effortlessly. So my objective was like to go 2, maybe 4 kilometers, but that would have taken all day, I thought. Should be able to get there in 20 minutes. This terrain is about as flat as it gets. As I walk here, I'm gazing at the lake, and I can see bottom about as far out as I can cast, which tells me that I'm going to need to find a good point where it drops off. if I'm going to want to be able to get at the trouts. Then again, maybe I should just cast and see what happens. That sounds like a smart idea. Cruise ship is a cruising. Okay, here's the tackle I have for today. I've got a bunch of spoons, a bunch of spinners, and I've got some rubber fake worms with non-lead jig heads and some tubes. So I figure if I don't catch anything, I'm just going to cycle through it all. But the question is, what should I use first? What's the go-to? What do I think is the best chance? And I'm leaning towards this nice looking one because it looks so nice. I don't know if that'll work or not, but let's go with that first and see. I'd like to point out also that this particular spot that I'm at is truly a wonderful beachy spot. I think if it warms up today and gets sunny, I'm going to have to swim no matter how cold. So the question is, will it be warm enough later? I guess you'll have to watch the rest of the video to find out. No dice on the first 5 casts, so I guess we're just gonna walk and cast and see what happens. I'm not giving up on this lure yet. The bugs are out over here. I don't know if you can see in the screen. Kind of irritating. Look at this well-trod trail here on the beach. I'm not the only one that had this idea, so apparently. So I've come around another point and I have a fresh perspective on the scenery here. Opens up to pretty fabulous stuff. And some interesting outcrops over there. I look forward to going and having a look at when I get to that side of this bay. And I'm getting closer to that rock feature over there. And as I'm looking at it, I see ripples and I go, oh, fish. And then I realize it's just a duck. Boring old duck. There actually is a well-used trail here going up alongside shore when not on the beach. I moved up here because it's so shallow in this bay. I don't think there's any point in casting it. And it got pretty rocky. So I opted for the easy route. It's pretty easy. So here you have a perfectly good trail, clearly trampled down by people for decades. And they said, no, don't walk on this trail. We want it to restore back to the forest, as if this place isn't covered in forest. Okay, I guess I'll just go this way then. Oh, look, they trampled a new trail. So I don't get these policies. They don't make sense to me. Like, what are they trying to stop? If the trampling had already made a trail like this, why not keep people on the trampled trail and they won't make 2 trampled trails? Of course, I don't get paid enough to answer questions like that. I just like to think about it. Now look at this geomorphological feature. That's a cirque, clearly a cirque, circular in shape, rounded. I'd love to hike up there and have a look at that and up close. And we're still getting closer to my rock feature I've been trying to get at for a long time. One interesting observation here is that if I wasn't walking on shore, I think the bush trail that people have been using is suddenly going to get a lot more difficult to use, as the hillside is significantly steeper and touching right down to the water's edge here now. So really glad the water level's low. Another cruise ship. That's actually kind of irritating. I think next time I'll pick a mountain lake that's much more isolated. I know that I don't need to look any further for the fish. I don't need to hike any further because one just jumped in front of me about 25 feet out. So this is for sure a good spot. It's a matter of, do I have the right presentation and the right bait and the right lure? I don't have any bait, so got to figure out how to make these lures work. I have to get into the woods quickly. It's an emergency. Not quick enough, not quick enough. Gotta go, go, go. I just spent 2 hours fishing this spot. Fish jumping all around, but they're not interested in anything that I'm throwing. So I think that means that you need flies, fly fishing, stuff that looks like crustaceans, little invertebrates, because they probably are not eating small fish and big fish. They're probably living off of tiny bugs. So it's time to refocus, change priorities. Let's get this hike going. Pretty special spot here. If it warms up at all, this will make some excellent swimming around here. Here's an interesting observation. Here, there's a whole bunch of white rocks all along the shore. And here, they're not white, but they're all along the shore. So why are the white ones up there and the not white ones over here? My last cast, I snagged my lure. It's gone. So cherry on top of the ice cream. It's not a very good fishing day so far. I'm disappointed. But I'm finding lots of good structure, and it seems like the fish should be there. They're all jumping, but they don't want what I have. So I'm gonna keep trying. Well, I've reached a spot along the lake here where there apparently was a forest fire. And I'm estimating that the forest fire was like maybe 10 to 15 years ago, based on the size of the new growth underneath the dead trees. Interesting that in these parts, it all burns down and pine come back. Out in Fort Mac, when it all burnt down, poplars came back. I've been keeping my eyes peeled at all the rock outcrops and cliffs, hoping to find some Aboriginal rock art, pictographs, paintings, and all I have found is modern graffiti. For example, you'll be pleased to know that Harry was here. All his dopey friends too. Weather's coming, so time to get the rain jacket on, I guess. Can't very well just leave. I haven't caught a fish yet. But let's see if it snows or rains. It could be either way, I guess. I think I found a cave up here under this big rock. I see big crack underneath it and all kinds of dirt scooped out and piled up. I don't think I want to go and find out who's in it though. That would be neat. Okay, let's go look. Not really a cave, maybe a mouse house. Maybe that's where the mystery mouse lives, but it's not really a cave. So this was my objective that I set out to reach when I came here. I thought this would be a really good spot to catch the trout. Seemed like obvious structure on the map, but it's the same story as everywhere else. No fish, at least none that are biting. So seeing as how I've reached my objective, I guess I'll turn around and hike back out. Only problem is it's like 4 kilometers. So we got a long one. We're only at the halfway mark and I'm already tired. Better buckle down, get her done. Back at camp after a long day today, and I never got that fish I wanted. Had to go to the bathroom when I got to camp, and of course I gotta walk so far. No bushes or trees to pee behind, so I don't think I'll stay in this campground again. That's my rating. Does not recommend.